This is not a drill. This is not a rumor that quietly slipped through the cracks at 2 in the morning. This is a digital earthquake, a social media meltdown, and the kind of scandal that makes even the tabloids put their coffee down. Because out of absolutely nowhere, Tasha K, yes, the Tasha K, the internet's most chaotic whistleblower, is now alleging she has proof that Claressa Shields is pregnant with Papoose's baby. Right as wedding date rumors start heating up like we're watching the finale of a reality TV show nobody agreed to be in. Let me ask you something. What do you even do when the woman who has shaken entire celebrity families with a single Instagram story says, "I got receipts"? What do you do when the timing is so suspicious, so perfectly explosive, that even BBC breaking news would need a commercial break? And what do you do when the internet starts connecting dots nobody asked them to connect? Because if this is true, if even 1% of this is true, then we are not looking at a scandal. We are looking at a career-ending detonation wrapped in screenshots, burner phones, and a wedding date that suddenly doesn't feel so romantic anymore. Brace yourself. It's about to get ugly. The moment this story hit the internet, everything froze. People stopped scrolling, stopped breathing, stopped pretending they weren't invested in Claressa and Papoose's so-called private lives, because this wasn't just another messy rumor. This felt like a bomb wrapped in screenshots, delivered straight to the digital doorstep by the one person who has never met a scandal she didn't want to add seasoning to. Tasha K didn't whisper. She didn't hint. She didn't vaguely gesture in the direction of chaos. She stepped right into the center of the ring and announced that she allegedly has proof that Claressa Shields is pregnant with Papoose's baby. Just as wedding date rumors started swirling like confetti at a ceremony nobody actually confirmed. And the confusion wasn't just loud, it was historic. People were asking how, when, why, and in what universe the storyline even makes sense. Because Claressa is supposed to be preparing for a fight, not a baby shower. Papoose is supposed to be rebuilding his brand, not rebuilding a family with someone who is not Remy Ma. And Tasha K is supposed to be recovering from lawsuits, not creating new ones with allegations that feel like they were designed in a laboratory for maximum internet detonation. But here we are, watching social media behave like it just discovered fire. Every platform was on fire at once. From Facebook aunties who think they personally raised Papoose, to TikTok detectives editing together conspiracy clips from interviews no one watched until today. The funniest part is how people instantly pretended they've been studying this relationship for years. Suddenly, everyone is an expert on Claressa's life, Papoose's financial decisions, Remy's heartbreak, and Tasha K's voice pattern changes when she's about to drop something nuclear. People were analyzing body language from old clips, zooming into hand placements, matching timestamps to old interviews, and crying about how the timeline doesn't make sense, but also somehow makes perfect sense if you twist it into the shape of a pretzel and sprinkle it with internet delusion. And as soon as the rumor hit, the internet did what it always does, it split right down the middle. On one side, you have the believers, the ones who think Tasha K has never lied a day in her life, even though her legal history suggests otherwise. These are the people who will run with any storyline as long as it includes drama, heartbreak, infidelity, or a potential pregnancy. On the other side, you have the skeptics, the people who think this is all clickbait and Tasha K is just stirring a pot that didn't need to be touched. But even they can't stop watching, because once a rumor like this hits the algorithm, it moves like a train with no brakes. Then there's the middle group, the most dangerous group. The ones who don't believe the rumor, but desperately hope it's true because they want the drama. They want the chaos, the downfall, the spectacle. They don't care who gets hurt. They want entertainment. And right now, this is the hottest show in town. So, the moment Tasha K said the word proof, the internet started imagining everything from leaked ultrasound images to secret voice notes to anonymous sources speaking in distorted voices behind black screens like they're confessing to a federal crime. But the real question that has everyone glued to their screens is the timing. Why now? Why exactly at the moment when Claressa's possible wedding date was trending? Why right when fans were speculating about a ceremony, an engagement, a commitment, a moment of happiness? Every time someone online looks a little too joyful, the universe seems to hand their name to Tasha K like a homework assignment. And she delivered this one with a level of confidence that made even people who don't care about celebrity gossip pause and go, wait, what? People started digging through her live streams, checking the tone of her voice, replaying her pauses, slowing down her sentences like they were analyzing a confession. Because if there's one thing the internet loves, it's evidence that doesn't actually count as evidence. They took screenshots of her blinking pattern and called it confirmation. They clipped her sipping water and said she was preparing for a bombshell. They screenshotted her hand touching her forehead and said that's the body language of somebody who knows something big. And while all this is happening, Claressa is silent. Completely silent. Not a word. Not a denial. Not a cryptic message. Not even a gym selfie. And that silence is gasoline. Silence is oxygen. Silence is everything you shouldn't give the internet when your name is crawling across every platform like it's election night coverage. The more she says nothing, the more the rumor grows roots, branches, leaves, and a full-blown ecosystem. Meanwhile, Papoose hasn't said a single thing either, which is wild because this is the same man who used to respond to fan tweets with emojis. Now suddenly he's mute. Suddenly he's offline? Suddenly the same man who used to rap about loyalty doesn't have a single sentence to contribute? People are noticing. People are screenshotting. People are comparing timestamps. This is how you know the internet is bored and dangerous. They have started pulling up old interviews of Papoose talking about family, values, and putting them side by side with Tasha K's claims like they're building a court case. The theories are getting wild. Some say Claressa and Papoose have been secretly involved for months. Others say this started with a collaboration, a project, a conversation that went too far. Some people swear they saw chemistry in a video where they weren't even standing near each other. People are claiming they match outfits on accident. People are claiming Claressa's smile looked different. People are claiming Papoose had a glow. The internet will create a scandal from pixelated screenshots and microphone shadows if you let them. And the thing that keeps fueling this fire is the idea that Tasha K claims she has proof. Not rumors, not whispers, proof. And she said it with that confident silence afterward, the kind that makes you think she has a folder saved on her desktop labeled nuclear. And because she has a history of dropping screenshots at the worst possible moment, people believe she is capable of framing this story in a way that feels undeniable even if it's completely fabricated. But the craziest this video is how the rumor is already transforming into multiple versions. Some people claim the wedding was supposed to happen next month. Others say it was a private ceremony planned for later this year. Some claim the baby news is being hidden to protect Claressa's career. Others say the silence is because they're both scared of the backlash. The theories are multiplying faster than the actual people involved can deny them, which is probably why nobody is saying anything. The rumor is moving too fast to catch up to, and what people are noticing now is how the timeline is starting to look suspiciously like a scandal that was already waiting to erupt. Old clips are resurfacing. Fans are noticing tension in places that probably never had tension. People are pulling up Remy Ma's old interviews, looking for shade, looking for clues, looking for indirect comments that suddenly feel like foreshadowing. This is what the internet does best: turn a rumor into a season finale and turn strangers into detectives. What happens next is where things start to spiral. And the internet is already building theories that get darker, louder, and more chaotic with every passing minute. Because the deeper you go, the harder it gets to pretend this is just gossip, and not a full-blown meltdown waiting to detonate in the center of the hip-hop universe. And you know what made everything 10 times worse? The moment Tasha K decided to stop speaking in her usual metaphors and went straight for the jugular dot, she actually said with her whole chest that she has timelines, she has receipts, she has unreleased confirmations, and the internet lost its collective mind because when Tasha starts stacking words like that, She's basically telling the world she's about to ruin somebody's engagement photos for sport. Suddenly, the whole timeline transformed into a digital battlefield, with people choosing sides faster than they pick their favorite restaurant on Uber Eats. On one side, the believers who swear Tasha never speaks unless she's sitting on something major. On the other side, the skeptics who say she's just stirring chaos because chaos is a flavor she breathes, but even they had to admit, the timing was too suspicious to ignore. Why would a rumor this nuclear drop right when Claressa's camp was busy decorating for what was supposed to be the most peaceful, elegant, Instagram soft launch wedding of the year? Why now? Why her? Why him? And why does every single breadcrumb magically line up like someone set the table for a scandal buffet? Because the more you listen, the more it starts sounding like someone inside Claressa's own circle wants this mess to go public. Anonymous accounts started popping up across social platforms claiming they've seen unexpected changes, sudden fatigue, canceled appearances, a mystery doctor visit in Detroit, a private phone call that ended with Claressa storming out of a gym. And yet nobody wants to say anything out loud because Claressa is not your typical celebrity. She's a fighter. You accuse her of sneezing wrong and she'll show up at your door with medical paperwork, a press conference, and 3 championship belts. But this time, silence, and silence from someone that defensive? That's the kind of silence that makes the internet blow a gasket. So now, every fan, every hater, every troll with a prepaid Wi-Fi package thinks they're an investigative journalist. People are drawing diagrams, connecting dots, and running theories like they're auditioning for CSI Twitter edition. And somehow, every road leads back to Papoose, the man whose name wasn't in anybody's scandal file until this week. Suddenly, he's trending more than actual rappers with albums out. People have more commentary about him than his own music label. And the funniest video? Every time the story gets bigger, the people involved get quieter. Remy Ma hasn't said a word. Not a syllable. Not a shadow. Not even a passive-aggressive like on Instagram. And when Remy stays quiet during drama, that silence hits harder than a diss track. It's like the universe holds its breath because everyone knows Remy has 2 modes, unbothered, or I'm about to flip this table, so duck. Meanwhile, Papoose is posting inspirational quotes like nothing is happening, and we all know that's a red flag disguised as a Hallmark card. Whenever a celebrity posts spiritual captions during a rumor storm, it means one thing: they're avoiding direct contact with their own problems. Like, sir, nobody wants your sunrise meme right now. We need answers, because the fact that Claressa, one of the most outspoken athletes alive, hasn't clapped back instantly, that alone is suspicious. And then there's the so-called insider who claims Claressa's camp is scrambling behind the scenes. According to this mystery voice, allegedly someone in her crew warned her about Tasha's upcoming video hours before it dropped. They said Claressa paced back and forth like she was preparing for a championship fight. Phone in hand, voice shaking, telling someone on the other end she better not expose that. Not now. If that quote is real, even half of it, the wedding dress fittings might be the least of her problems because that one sentence opens an entire world of speculation. What exactly was she afraid would be exposed? What could possibly threaten a wedding so severely that she reacted like that? And why does the timing match perfectly with the alleged sudden doctor visit, the cancellation of a photo shoot, and the rumor that she's been keeping a low profile for 2 weeks? And let's not pretend Papoose doesn't have a history of being wrapped up in drama he never asked for. He's been dragged into other people's storylines for years. But this one feels different. Because this time, his silence only adds gasoline. The man who always writes poems dedicated to his love life suddenly can't manage a single sentence. The man who never misses a chance to uplift Remy is now nowhere near the comment section. It's like he vanished into a PR bunker waiting for instructions, and you know who noticed? Literally the entire internet. People started posting screenshots of Papoose's old interviews, pointing out how he always talks about loyalty and honor, and now those clips have turned into memes. Someone posted a photo of him looking emotional with the caption, "When loyalty meets a DNA test," another person said. He should have stayed in the studio instead of visiting female champions. The internet is undefeated, unstoppable, and irresponsible at the same time, but when the conversation shifted into the pregnancy allegations, that's when things got unhinged. People claiming they saw Claressa at a grocery store with a slightly different walk. Others saying her face looked fuller than usual. One person even claimed they saw her avoiding punching drills, which is like saying you saw a fish avoiding water. Everything became a clue. Every photo became evidence. Every silence became confirmation. And the funniest thing? Nobody actually cares whether the evidence is real. The internet only needs two things: a rumor and a hashtag. The truth is optional, but here's where the story takes a sharp, dramatic turn because someone claiming to be connected to Papoose's extended family actually dropped a message in a private forum insinuating that a major announcement was planned before Tasha ruined everything. They didn't name Claressa. They didn't specify anything. But the timing, the tone, the context, it was enough to send the rumor mill into overdrive. Suddenly, people are whispering about hidden relationships, private meetings, and snapshots that never made it. Online, that's when someone leaked a grainy screenshot of Claressa and Papoose at a charity event months ago, standing too close, smiling too warmly, like their body language accidentally told on them. And the internet ran with that image like it was evidence pulled from the FBI database, but then the wildest twist hit. A voice message allegedly from someone in Claressa's team leaked online, heavily distorted, identity hidden, saying, "We told her to stay quiet until the test results came back." People replayed it, analyzed it, slowed it down, argued over its authenticity. Some said it was fake, others said it came from inside the camp. But the fact that such an audio even exists, that was enough to keep the scandal alive. And in the middle of this storm, Claressa tried to act normal, posting a training clip, except she looked out of breath sooner than usual. People noticed immediately. Someone commented, "That's not exhaustion, that's morning sickness." Another said, "Why is she covering her midsection like that?" And once again, the internet decided it had solved the case, but what really sent shockwaves across the timeline was when a well-known blogger posted that an exclusive source confirmed Claressa had visited a private clinic known for prenatal discretion, and the clinic, the same one used by multiple celebrities trying to hide their pregnancy, the same one paparazzi can't access because it's buried behind a gated compound, and just when things reached maximum chaos, someone dropped a bombshell comment that said, the due date lines up with a specific weekend, the exact same weekend Claressa was rumored to be getting married. Now think about that. A baby rumored to arrive dangerously close to the wedding date? A father alleged to be a married man? A fighter accused of having a secret pregnancy during peak training season? A rapper caught in the crossfire? And a gossip titan claiming she has literal proof? This isn't just a scandal. This is a demolition. Because if this is a demolition, then what comes next is the explosion everyone's been waiting for. Because while everyone online was busy arguing, debating, screaming into their cracked phone screens about who's lying and who's hiding what, Tasha K went ahead and lit another match. She posted a cryptic message. "Y'all think I'm done? I haven't even dropped the confirmation." And that single line sent the entire internet into survival mode. People started refreshing her page like they were waiting for exam results. YouTube commenters were writing essays. Twitter became a digital riot. Even celebrities were lurking on burner accounts trying to figure out what was about to hit the fan, because when Tasha says confirmation, she's not talking about vibes, guesses, or intuition. Confirmation is her code word for something with a name, a date, and a signature, and suddenly everyone panicked because if she truly has proof, then this situation is way, way bigger than a rumor. This becomes a saga. A collapse, a career earthquake. And not just for Claressa. This time, everybody attached to her name gets dragged. Meanwhile, people on Reddit started claiming they had screenshots of a private text exchange between two unnamed camp members. The messages were blurry, half-cropped, and extremely questionable, but the internet ate them up anyway. The text mentioned delays, secrecy, and confirmation day. One line even said, "She said he's not ready to go public." Nobody knows if the texts were real, but they sure didn't feel out of place. And the timing? Too perfect, too suspicious, too coordinated to ignore. Then, a separate blogger claimed Papoose made a series of unusual transactions, donations, travel costs, hotel bookings under aliases. People started making spreadsheets, timelines, investigative charts on TikTok. All of a sudden, teenagers turned into forensic accountants. Someone even made a 30-minute video analyzing his Cash App history, trying to match dates to alleged meetups. It was insane. It was chaotic. It was the most unhinged detective work the internet has done since the great Kylie Jenner pregnancy conspiracy. But here's where things got even darker. An anonymous voice message circulated claiming that someone close to Remy warned her weeks ago. They said Remy received a heads-up call that something big, personal, and humiliating was brewing, and she needed to prepare emotionally. Nobody knows if the audio is legitimate, but the claim itself was enough to send the entire timeline into meltdown mode. Because if Remy knew, timeline into meltdown mode. Because if Remy knew, if Remy had even a suspicion, that changes the entire narrative. It turns the rumor into a betrayal, into something that hits way too close to home, and Remy's silence, still unbroken, still colder than a blocked number. Not a nod, not a repost, not a subliminal, nothing. That silence has weight. That silence has meaning. That silence feels like she's trying to process something too big to react to. On the other side of the chaos, someone allegedly connected to Claressa broke their silence in a hurt, emotional, shaky Instagram story, quickly deleted, but screenshotted before it vanished. The message said, "People don't understand what she's dealing with. She's scared. She's confused." She didn't plan any of this, and those three words, scared, confused, unplanned, turned the rumor from entertainment to tragedy. People started rethinking the jokes. The memes slowed down. The mood shifted from clowning to concern. Because suddenly the idea of a pregnancy wasn't just scandalous, it became human, complicated, heavy, but the calm didn't last long. Because hours later, someone leaked a supposed appointment record from the clinic mentioned earlier. The name was blurred, the dates were vague, the details unclear, but that didn't stop people from believing it. The internet decided it was real. And once the internet believes something, it might as well be engraved in stone. Then, a massive twist dropped out of nowhere, a rumor that Claressa allegedly missed an important training camp session because she wasn't cleared for surgery. Athletes cancel for many reasons. Injuries happen. Soreness happens. Scheduling conflicts happen. But the timing made it suspicious. Trainers started getting tagged. Coaches got spammed. Fans demanded statements. And the more people pressed, the more everyone in Claressa's circle clammed up. That silence? It's the kind that screams, and if that wasn't enough chaos, a blogger claimed that Papoose's team had begun internal conversations about legal options. Legal options for what? Defamation? Custody? Protection? Nobody knows. But the way the rumor was framed made it sound like someone somewhere is preparing for fallout. The kind of fallout no PR team wants to touch without gloves. Then someone dropped the most shocking claim yet. Allegedly, Claressa's wedding plans hit a sudden administrative pause. Now, nobody knows what an administrative pause even means. It could be paperwork. It could be scheduling. It could be a decorative napkin shortage. But when you put pause next to wedding in the middle of a pregnancy scandal involving a married rapper, that phrase becomes a nuclear headline, and, as if the universe wanted to add more drama, paparazzi captured Claressa leaving a building wearing an oversized hoodie, head down, no eye contact. Moving fast. That one photo ignited every corner of the internet. People zoomed in on her stomach. People analyzed her walk. Someone claimed she was holding her jacket in a protective way. Suddenly, everyone thought they were maternity experts. Everyone felt confident diagnosing her from a blurry paparazzi shot taken at a terrible angle. And then there was Papoose, caught on camera looking stressed, frustrated, pacing while talking on the phone. No smile, no calm, just tension. And the caption someone added underneath the video said it all. Men only pace like this when life is falling apart. That clip spread like wildfire. People stitched it, reacted to it, debated it. Some swore he was on the phone with Remy. Others said he was talking to a lawyer. A few claimed he was on the phone with Claressa herself. But the moment that shook the entire scandal wasn't a leak, a photo, or a rumor. It was a single sentence dropped by an anonymous whistleblower during a livestream comment. The timeline matches. The due date matches. And the silence confirms everything. Maybe it was trolling. Maybe it was real. But it didn't matter. The internet took it and ran like it was handed a golden trophy because at this point the scandal wasn't just a rumor. It was a cultural event. It was trending on platforms that don't even do trending topics. It was getting covered by outlets that never mention rap drama. People started making parody trailers, fan edits, fake documentaries, even news-style panels analyzing the situation like it was a presidential scandal. And every panel pointed to the same conclusion: too many coincidences, too much silence, too much smoke for there not to be fire. And then came the most chilling moment of all. Tasha K posted a countdown. No caption, no explanation, just a countdown clock. And within seconds, the internet understood exactly what that meant. She wasn't bluffing. She wasn't teasing. She was preparing the drop. The one everyone feared. The one everyone secretly wanted. The one that could destroy everything. And Claressa? Still no denial. Still no statement. Still no clapback. Just absence. And absence is louder than any rumor. So now the world is sitting on the edge of its seat, holding its breath, waiting for one final piece of information to either confirm the biggest scandal of the year or burn the entire internet down when the truth comes out. And now the only question left is, what happens when that countdown hits zero? Because whether this entire saga ends in a denial, a confirmation, a public meltdown, or a courtroom entrance, one thing is guaranteed: this story is not slowing down. It's getting bigger, heavier, louder, and way more dangerous than anyone expected. And the craziest part? We're watching it unfold in real time with no script, no filter, and absolutely no mercy. So tell me this, do you think Tasha K really has the proof she claims? Do you think Claressa is hiding something? Do you think Papoose is panicking behind the scenes? Or do you think this entire thing is one giant internet illusion that somehow became believable because everyone wanted the drama? Drop your thoughts, your theories, your predictions, and your wildest conspiracies down in the comments right now. Because I'm reading everything. And if you want the truth before the truth breaks you, make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications so you never miss another digital earthquake. Because the moment this story explodes, and it will, I'll be right here breaking it down in real time. Stay locked in. Stay locked in.